Hello everyone, it's Garv again, back with another HieroGraphix Talking Points video. With 2024 underway, I thought I'd lay out some of my thoughts and wishes for the year. As a disclaimer, I want to point out that everything mentioned in this video is my own opinion and I have no insider knowledge. These are simply things I'd like to see happen. Remember, all of this is done for fun, so don't take what I say in this video too seriously. Remember, we're just enjoying ourselves, okay? Before I get started, I want to encourage you to like and subscribe to the channel, and if you like our content, please consider joining our Patreon. Every little bit helps us continue to do the things that we enjoy, as well as providing you guys with excellent content. Finally, we're trying to actively grow the channel, and once we hit 250 subscribers, I'll be giving away a copy of Quake 2 for the Nintendo Switch. I'll choose a lucky winner from our pool of subscribers as well. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get to it. Wish number 1. I hope the Nintendo Switch 2 turns out to be awesome. Not just mildly cool, but straight up awesome as hell. The kind of awesome that compels you to play everything on it. Yeah, I know that's asking for too much, but damn it, this is my wish list. There are a number of points I want to touch on regarding the Nintendo Switch 2, and I'll start with wishing they announced the system early. No waiting until May or June to reveal it. Get that part out of the way as quickly as possible. Current rumors are suggesting a March reveal, and I'm 100% on board with that. Peel that announcement off like an old band-aid. Also, I wish the final specs turn out to be reasonably moderate. However, with how modern the tech is under the hood, devs can ultimately make magic happen. This is initially evident in the various tech demos and games they show off in the original announcement trailer. It's not the specs that'll blow us away, but how strikingly efficient the system is in the hands of capable developers. What we'll end up with is a system that's pretty impressive for its size, even if it's not as powerful as the Xbox Series S. I think that'll be good enough for most people. Not gonna lie, I'd love to see the Matrix Awakens demo running on the system just so we can have a direct point of comparison between it and the other systems on the market. Whatever they show, I hope it gets us all hyped. Then there are the games. There are a number of games that I wish make it to the Nintendo Switch 2. Honestly, I don't think my choices are too ridiculous, and all of them have a reasonable chance of being announced within the first couple of years of the system's life. I didn't get too crazy, but then again, I'm a simple and reasonable man, you know? The first game on my Nintendo Switch 2 wish list is a new Xenoblade Chronicles game or a new Monolith Soft game in general. I'm not too picky. In full disclosure though, I didn't beat or put too many hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And with that knowledge, you're probably asking, why in the hell would I want a new one when I didn't really even play the last game? Well, to answer your question, I'll admit that the game didn't resonate with me, and the main cast of characters I didn't think was all that compelling. However, I'm all for a new cast of characters or a new game entirely, though I expect it to be a Xeno something. Anyway, who cares? Please give us a new game, Nintendo. The second game on my Nintendo Switch 2 wish list is a new game from Platinum Games. To be honest, I'd be fine with a new Astral Chain. Can you imagine Astral Chain running at 60 frames a second at say 1440p with a better story and a protagonist who actually talks? Whew, just thinking about it is giving me goosebumps. Of course, a new Bayonetta or an original game we haven't thought of would be awesome too. Next game on my list is Final Fantasy XIV. I waited years for it to be released on the original Nintendo Switch and was left utterly disappointed. With a new system comes a new chance for the game to be released on the platform. If the Xbox can get the game, I don't see why it can't come to the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for this one. I have my keyboard ready. Okay, game number 4 on my Nintendo Switch 2 wish list is Dragon Quest X Offline. Now I know this game has a small chance of being localized, but that doesn't stop me from wanting the game to get released outside of Japan and on the Nintendo Switch 2. There's no way in hell we're getting the Dragon Quest X MMO, so this is the next best thing. They probably don't see it as a good fit for the Western market, but as a Nintendo Switch 2 launch title or within the launch window, it stands a good chance of garnering a ton of sales by simply being one of the first few games on the Nintendo Switch 2. Maybe this is wishful thinking, but hell, that's why it's on this list in the first place. Game number 5 on my Nintendo Switch 2 wish list is Warframe. Yeah, I know that Warframe is already on the Nintendo Switch. As a matter of fact, I still play that game to this day. Still trying to get that damn last piece for God of Prime that also happens to be vaulted. Anyway, the Nintendo Switch version, while competent and perfectly playable, could use a bit of a refresh, and a Nintendo Switch 2 version would definitely be welcomed. I fully expect it to happen, considering how Digital Extremes has supported platforms in the past. Playing the game on a new system with split Joy-Con would be amazing, especially since I'm sure they can get the game running at 60 frames per second. This is probably my most no-brainer pick on this list. Pick number 6 is a new Final Fantasy game. Honestly, I don't care if it's a brand new game like Final Fantasy XVII or a port of Final Fantasy VII Remake. There was a report last year about how Square Enix got Final Fantasy VII Remake working on the new system without a whole lot of fuss, and I hope they didn't waste that effort and give us a port of the game. Of course, if Sony has that game still on lockdown, then I'll take an entirely new Final Fantasy game as long as it isn't like 16. Classic Final Fantasy, please. Damn, I think I just outed myself as a Final Fantasy 16 hater. Game number 7 is Genshin Impact. I kinda stopped playing this a while ago since it was a pain in the butt to level up characters. However, it's on this list because I just want to see it happen. Does anyone remember the Nintendo Switch version that was announced back in January 2021? Yeah, I don't either. We've been waiting over 3 years and it still hasn't been released. MiHoYo should just give it up, if they haven't already, and just release it on the Nintendo Switch 2 at this point. I'll probably download it, mess around the world a bit, maybe take Mona and Eula for a tour of the world, then put it down again. It doesn't matter if I play it though, it's all about you guys. The final game on my Nintendo Switch 2 wish list is Visions of Mana. I have fully enjoyed playing all of the Mana games so far, even the Game Boy games. Angela is still my favorite character in the series. What? You didn't want to know that? Excuse me. The game looks great, and truthfully I expect it to be announced on the Nintendo Switch 2 at or close to launch. I could be wrong though. Maybe Square Enix will surprise us and avoid releasing the game on the system entirely. Nah, there's no way to do that, right? Right? Now that we have the games out of the way, my final Nintendo Switch 2 wish is for the system to continue to use and support Joy-Cons. I've watched a few content creators out there who've been dogging on the Joy-Con. I get that the hardcore folks love them some dual analog for some odd reason. However, there are those folks who fully enjoy playing with split controllers. It's the reason I jumped on board with the Wii and the Nintendo Switch. One thing I should reveal about myself is that I don't really play Nintendo's games. I don't play Mario, Mario Kart, Kirby, 2D Mario, or Wario games. I'm in it for the split controllers and motion controls. If Sony or Xbox supported split controllers and motion controls, then I'd probably play their consoles more often. I'm here to stand up and be the voice for all of the folks who are Joy-Con users. That said, I would like a couple of adjustments to them. The first, that they make them just a tad bigger. I'm fine with the current size, but ain't nothing wrong with bigger controllers. The second thing would be for them to add analog triggers. The Xbox Series X is where I play my racing games, and that's primarily because the Nintendo Switch doesn't have many good ones, and no analog gas and brake sucks. As someone who plays their Nintendo Switch 99% docked, and whose Pro controllers literally collecting dust, I hope they don't abandon guys like me in favor of the run-of-the-mill standard controller. It's fine if you're into playing with the standard Pro controller, but leave us Joy-Con and split controller users alone. I have to say that if Nintendo gave up on the Joy-Con or split controller, then that might actually be a deal breaker for me. Now that's a crazy thought. My next wish for 2024 is related to my previous wish. I think most people believe that Metroid Prime 4 will be announced and released on the Nintendo Switch 2 and be cross-gen. I'm in that camp as well. However, after playing Metroid Prime Remaster, I can safely say that the motion controls sucked hard. So much so that as pretty as that game is, I still primarily play the Metroid Prime collection on the Wii U with remote and nunchuck. I hope and pray to all that is good and holy that Retro does not port over their motion controls to Metroid Prime 4 and instead contact Digital Extremes or id, because the Doom port is pretty good, and ask them how to use the Joy-Con motion controls properly. Because if Metroid Prime 4 controls as horribly as Metroid Prime Remaster, I'm gonna be extremely disappointed. My wish is that they get this right and their motion controls are flawless. Don't let me down, Retro. On a different note, anyone who knows me knows that I'm a huge Godzilla fan. Godzilla is part of my DNA at this point. The last few years have been amazing for us Godzilla fans, and I'm soaking up all of the new content. Hell, even Godzilla Minus One got nominated for an Academy Award. How frackin' awesome is that? Unfortunately, that leaves us with the upcoming Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire. I'll admit Godzilla vs. Kong was not my favorite MonsterVerse movie. I think that movie didn't make a whole lot of sense, and while I get that a lot of fans just want to watch big monsters smash each other's face in, I want movies to make some sense. Nothing wrong with popcorn movies. I'm down for mindless fun sometimes, but even then I want cohesion in the narrative. And for that reason, I have a bad feeling about Godzilla and Kong. The wacky Showa Godzilla movies were not my favorite, and seeing Godzilla and Kong running like they're in a marathon is goofy as hell. I wish the movie goes against my expectation and is good. I want it to succeed, and I want to enjoy it. Probably not a popular opinion, but so be it. It's mine, and I'm sticking to it. Considering the director of Godzilla and Kong is the same, I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope, but people can surprise us sometimes, and I'm willing to be surprised. Here's hoping for the best. Continuing on the visual storytelling front, another one of my loves is Arcane. It's so shocking to see how much the Netflix series has affected my life, and how it's still a huge part of my day-to-day activities. It was announced last year that Arcane Season 2 was releasing in November this year, and I hope that it is everything us fans wish it to be. I'm confident it will be. It'll continue its excellence in storytelling and compelling characters. Both old and new characters will get their time to shine, and will walk away feeling just as enthralled as we were with Season 1. At least, this is what I want. We've only gotten a couple teaser trailers and really have no idea what direction the story is going in, but expectations are high, and my wish is for them to deliver not just to us, but to themselves as well. I think we're in for a treat, and I can't wait for their marketing campaign to ramp up. I'll also be jumping into quite a few Arcane and League of Legends topics this year, so look forward to that content as well. Another piece of hardware rumored to be releasing this year is the PS5 Pro. Much like the PS4 Pro, there's been a bit of discussion about what it's going to look like, and I think this one will be a decent upgrade for those looking for a step up from the base PS5, and just a little shy of the PC. I know there are some worries about Sony's recent remarks about the PS5 winding down, but regardless of that, I doubt the PS5 Pro will be shelved. This one's a little up in the air, but I'm rolling with this anyway. I don't think it's going to light the world on fire or anything, but it'll be a good upgrade, even if it'll be a bit pricey. The final item on my 2024 wish list is that Microsoft will announce more of their exclusive games coming to other platforms. I watched their podcast, and while they said only 4 games are planned for release, they didn't fully shut down the chance more games will be added to that list later in the year. There's been a lot of discussion online about this, and I've settled on the idea that this is just the beginning, and more will be added, and maybe even a couple of them will shock us. Not sure if it'll be the likes of Starfield, but I wouldn't cry if they ported over Forza Horizon 1 or maybe a collection of Forza Horizon 1 and 2 on both the PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2. Those games are old at this point, but if the goal is to get some life injected into a few of these old games, then I don't see why not. I definitely double dip. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. What did you think about my list? Were you shocked? What are your wishes for the year? Leave your comments down below. I hope to revisit this list in December to see how I fared. Did all of my wishes or predictions come true? I guess we'll find out in 10 months. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to be updated when new videos and content drops. Take care of yourself, and peace.